Our British democracy, a concept so noble, so civilized, and yet in 2024 it descended into a scene straight out of Shakespeare's most chaotic plays. Forget Hamlet, though. This was a political comedy of errors, complete with bumbling protagonists, overblown promises, and enough plot twists to make your head spin faster than a Downing Street revolving door. The backdrop? A nation still reeling from Brexit, grappling with the cost of living and desperate for a leader who could, actually lead. Enter our cast of characters, each vying for the coveted Iron Throne. Sorry, I meant the Prime Minister's seat. They promised the world, these politicians. They swore they had the answers, the solutions, the magic beans to solve all our problems. Spoiler alert, they didn't, but hey, that's politics for you. Grand promises whispered with a wink and a nudge. And so the curtain rose on the 2024 UK general election, a spectacle that would make even the bard himself reach for a stiff drink. First up, the ruling party, clinging to power like a barnacle to a ship's hull. Their campaign slogan, steady as she goes. Or maybe it was, don't rock the boat. Honestly, it's hard to remember because their entire platform seemed to involve repeating those two phrases ad nauseum. Their leader, a man whose smile could best be described as slightly less unsettling than a rictus grin, assured us that everything was fine. The economy, well, booming. The NHS, thriving. The general public, not buying it, but hey, at least he tried. Of course, no re-election campaign is complete without a healthy dose of fear-mongering. Vote for the other guys, they warned, and chaos will reign. The irony, it seemed, was lost on them. Now, let's meet the challengers, a motley crew united by their burning desire to... well, that part was a bit unclear. They were very good at pointing out the ruling party's flaws, which, to be fair, were as numerous as they were obvious. But when it came to presenting their own solutions, things got a bit vague. Their leader, a fiery orator with a penchant for making promises he couldn't possibly keep, roared about hope and change. The crowd cheered, the media swooned, and yet one couldn't shake the feeling that they'd heard it all before. Still, the opposition had one thing going for them, the sheer, unadulterated entertainment value. Their rallies were like rock concerts, crossed with stand-up comedy routines, full of sound and fury, signifying, well, something, probably. And then it arrived, Election Day, a comedy of errors. The culmination of months of campaigning, debating, and pretending to care about the plight of the common man. The British public, armed with their polling cards and a healthy dose of cynicism, shuffled to their local community centres, pubs, and, in one memorable case, a garden shed to cast their votes. Chaos, naturally, ensued. Ballot papers went missing, voting machines malfunctioned, and at least one polling station was temporarily shut down after a particularly aggressive game of darts spilled over into the voting area. As the results trickled in, the nation held its breath. It was a close one, folks, a real nail-biter. The lead swung back and forth like a pendulum in an earthquake, leaving everyone wondering if maybe, just maybe, we'd end up with a hung parliament and have to do this whole thing all over again. The aftermath to the victor, the spoils, and the memes. But alas, it was not to be. When the dust settled, one party emerged victorious, albeit by a margin so slim it made a gnat's eyelash look like a redwood tree trunk. The victors celebrated, the vanquished licked their wounds, and the rest of us just shrugged because, hey, isn't that how this whole democracy thing works? Social media naturally exploded. Memes were created, hashtags were trending, and everyone had an opinion, which they were more than happy to share, whether you wanted to hear it or not. The winning party, basking in their hard-won and slightly dubious victory, promptly forgot all their promises and went back to doing what they do best, whatever it is politicians actually do. The opposition, meanwhile, vowed to fight on and hold the government accountable, which sounded very noble, although how they planned to do that from the opposition benches remained to be seen. The final act? Did democracy survive? So, there you have it. The 2024 UK general election, a glorious mess of satire, spectacle, and just a smidgen of actual democracy. Was it perfect? God, no. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. And in the end, isn't that all that really matters? The UK's political system, battered, bruised, but still standing, had once again proven its remarkable ability to withstand just about anything we throw at it. Whether that's a testament to its strength or a sign of our collective apathy is a question for another day. For now, let's just be thankful that amidst the chaos and the absurdity, the show goes on. After a break,